Hi, it's Rebecca, Empathic Crow. So, what started as just a simple Halloween reading, or so I thought, ended up becoming a three-part thing. And this is the third part. So, I started out just Halloween themed cards, dressed up in the costume that I had come up with for myself as the Empathic Crow, um, because I may be doing cons, not cons as in trying to get stuff from people, but like Comic Con type things and whatnot, vendor event type things. Because I love doing readings and I don't necessarily want to be around people all the time, but I do have fun when I'm at those and connecting with people. Um, just energetically, I have to limit the amount of time that I am in that kind of a space. But that's not the point of this message. So anyway, I had my cape, my feathers, my necklaces, everything on, which you've already seen. I wear a lot of my gemstones, necklaces, and things all the time. Definitely embodying my crow aspect. And the first message ended up coming through so powerfully, and now I understand why I had like more crows than usual coming and engaging with me. Like, I know that I have a lot of crows that'll come around to hear them, but even Monday I had an online appointment and I'm sitting in my car because I wanted to be outside, but I think it was raining, and so I couldn't be like outside. I'm sitting in my car doing the appointment and I'm like, I'm sorry, I am getting distracted because I had two squirrels running under my car. And then I look up and there's a crow on the light pole. And I'm like, okay. And then there are two crows on the light pole. And so I go to show the person that I'm on the video chat with the two crows because I'm like, I'm sorry. My husband calls me Snow White. I attract animals. I do feed these crows. And they do know my face in my car, but they were just distracting me. And then as I'm talking to them, three crows come, and then there are five crows, and then there are six crows. I had a whole murder. And just know, for the sensory things, I'm talking about what you call a group of crows. I'm not talking about harming someone. Anyway, so my crow friends were coming through like crazy. I'd walk outside, they're cawing, all these things. And then these readings that I recorded throughout the week, a few of them, but I didn't post them because the messages were clear to me, but the understanding was that it needed to be said in very specific ways, and so I needed to sit with the messages. And so I still didn't think I was going to be putting those messages into tonight. But it happened. So I get through the first message, and what I didn't say in the first video, and I will put it up in a text when I edit these, is in addition to talking about being discerning and being careful about what you take on with messages that are directed 333 on the clock, as I said that, to people who identify as part of the 144,000 or group 7. Just be careful, because not everything, as with anything on any social media platform or even general readings, not everything is for everyone. And also understanding that there are people who will use those titles because they understand that people who may identify with those groups are going to be very open to things being synchronicities and in alignment and signs. And the messages and information that you receive may not actually be truly beneficial or helpful. Also, as I said, understanding that it's not necessarily about being chosen, that there are soul purposes and missions, or whatever you want to call it, that we chose. So this third video, the reason that it's important is after I had, as you can see, gotten out of my costume and I had taken the dogs out, I'd started cooking dinner. I was outside with the dogs and I just kept hearing the Morrigan, the Morrigan, the Morrigan, the Morrigan. I'm like, okay, I know a little bit about the Morrigan. I'm definitely going to look into it more. I did find a webpage, the Irish Pagan School, and it has some information on the Morrigan, and connecting with her. So I will go ahead and include that information if I haven't already in the description. I think I might have already put it in the description because I'm still working on uploading part 1 and part 2 of the videos. But it felt so important to share this part. I don't always remember what I say until I watch the videos back. I was watching a video back when I kept hearing the Morrigan, the Morrigan, the Morrigan. I think I was watching back part 2. I don't remember. Everything starts to run together sometimes. But anyway, it's important to understand that with the Morrigan, just like with crows and ravens, corvids, even for me, I have people either tend to be drawn to me, like just drawn to me, to my energy, to me in general. They may not even know me. People in the grocery store may walk up to me. I have had people when I lived in London, studied in London, and would fly back and forth that would talk to me throughout the plane ride sometimes. And sometimes I appreciate that. Sometimes I will be honest, I may be tired. I may just need to consolidate my energy. So if I don't just automatically engage, it's not you, it's me. But anyway, I have people who are either really drawn to me, or I have people who are just really, the word that has been used by most of the men that I've dated, I haven't dated a lot, except for my husband, was that I was intimidating. I don't feel intimidating, although that throat chakra activation video, I tell you, I am stepping into that energy that I've always had, but I've tried to always be mindful of how I speak my truths and how I present them to people. And I wasn't being aggressive, I was just being assertive, but it needed to be said. So understand that the importance of that is that the energy of these videos is the same, that there are things where you are not going to be able to stay silent anymore. And it's your choice. You choose to speak out and move forward, or you choose to wait until the choice is no longer yours. Like, you have to act. You either act or you don't. Like, I think I mentioned in the second video, seeing the tower card in my mind, and like the lightning struck the tower is crumbling. So you can either focus on how to move forward and things that you might can do now. Doesn't mean the tower isn't still going to crumble, but at the same time, you can also just wait and the outcome may change, but it may be the same. So again, the Morrigan, and I do connect because I have had dreams of 3 of my past lives. I have been a healer in all of them. And one of them was an Irish druid priestess. I have also had a dream of being a healer in Egypt in ancient times. And I have also, when I was in like middle school, had a dream of being a shaman. All 3 of those, I've had people who had no idea that I had had any of those dreams or visualizations, whatever you want to call them, tell me that they saw me in each of these energies, or that they felt that energy from me. Maybe this is why people are intimidated by me, because my goal is to help to heal, and healing, and as I've talked about before, embracing your shadows by doing the trauma work, the shadow work, and being able to move through to the light doesn't mean it's always going to be love and light. It's going to be hard sometimes, but I don't shy away from that. This is why even on paranormal investigations, spirits will call me the B word. Especially when they were mean people. Especially older males. Of certain time periods, they do not like me. Because they try to intimidate. They want to intimidate women. And I'm just like, I'm not moving. I'm here to talk to you. If you're afraid of what comes next for you, that's on you for your choices. I am not rude. We do not provoke on my team, our team, mine and my husband's, Whispers in the Dark, paranormal research team, North Carolina. We do not provoke. Our group members do not provoke. But at the same time, we're not going to show fear, especially when we aren't afraid. Because the thing is, what you will understand, and this is kind of taking a left turn, but it feels like it needs to be said, or a different path than what I started out with. That seems to be the theme of the night. But either way, we do not provoke. But you can be assertive. I totally lost where I was going with that, but that's okay. Oh, fear. If you give in to the fear, especially with spirits, and they may not even be evil or demonic or anything like that, they are going to play off of that. They are going to notice your fear, and that is the only power that most of them have. And I'm talking about spirits that were in human form before. For most of them, the main power that they have is your fear. And that's why some of them call me a bee. They also call me the psychic. Sometimes they call me the witch. They call me a lot of things. They've called me the medium. I'm okay with psychic and medium. I'm okay even with being called the witch with the bee. And I don't mind being called a witch, because though I may not identify that way because I just do not know enough about or do the things that would make it to where I would feel comfortable identifying that way, because I feel like you should know what you're labeling yourself as. And I'm more eclectic and just kind of intuitive. I do have some modalities that I use, like Reiki. But a lot of it is just what I've experienced since I was a child, and just coming to understand it more, connecting with it more, and feeling it more strongly because I'm paying attention more. Yeah, that was a lot, but that's going to be the end of video 3. So yeah, messages from the Morrigan, and do not say the name without the. That was part of what was in the Irish pagan skull page, and I agree, because the energy that came through, whether I was channeling her or whether it was an energy related, she deserves her full title. The Morrigan is calling. The Morrigan may have spoke through me. But the message that she has is that change is coming, whether we want it or not. And you can choose to be part of those who take action, whether you identify with any particular group or not. Because at the end of the day, it's your choices. And from your choices come consequences, positive or negative. And we can choose to put our heads in the sand, but it doesn't prevent, whether, again, as I said in the reading, individual, collective, whatever, it doesn't prevent the outcome. Yes, you can change the outcome. Yes, you have free will. But just like the card that had our beautiful fairy of the Highlands, where it says, it is time to be brave. It is time to be brave. And even with the card that had, it was sea something. I can't remember right now. Sea storm. I believe it was sea storm. 1414 on the clock. It was calm amid chaos. There may be a lot of chaos right now. And you don't have to run out with your sword in your hand. Even the Highland Fairy or Fairy of the Highlands, she doesn't want to fight. She doesn't want to have to use her sword. But she knows that she has the tools and the ability to stand up when she needs to. And that is what the Morrigan is trying to say as well. As misunderstood as she may be and has been, she knows that sometimes you don't have the choice to sit still. I mean, you do. You can. But sitting still doesn't mean that it doesn't come right to your front door and it doesn't affect you. Maybe that sounds cryptic. Maybe the whole 3 parts of the message sound cryptic. Either way, I'm going to try to get them up before the end of the night because they do feel important. I hope you all have a happy Halloween, a blessed Samhain. It takes time to love, honor, and respect your ancestors, our ancestral patterns, those past lives. If you understand and recognize or remember those for yourself, knowing that you have been through those things in order to be at a space where you are now and in a place energetically where you are now, to stand up and to do what you feel you are called to do, whatever that is. No judgment from me. I can't say for others. But either way, I hope that these messages help. Take care.